Hey you guys, what's up? My name is Divik and welcome back to another video. So this one's actually been a long time coming. I've been meaning to actually make this video for quite a while. Actually, I said ages ago that I was going to record this, but this is replying to the comments of my Red Eyes video. Now, literally every time that I've gone to actually record this one, I got more comments. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait. Maybe I'll stop getting comments and I can actually record the video. And then I got more comments. Then I got more comments. And it got to the point where I just kind of sat back. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait a little while. And then some more movie stuff came out, like the new trailers, which I've seen a billion times. They are great. We did actually get to see new looks at the animatronics without the red eyes. And we also got some new context, possibly, as to why those eyes are like that. Now, I'm going to bring in also the new information, whilst also replying to some of these comments that have been left on the video. Now, I haven't replied to all of them, but the ones that I haven't, I figured I would bring to this video and kind of get some actual thought out while I kind of talk, if that makes any sense. But that being said, let's kind of just jump right into this thing, shall we? All right, let's go. Okay, so first comment I've selected from my comment section is this one. Nobody cares about the fact that he's changing the lore a little bit. It's the fact that the glowing red eyes are displayed in action movies to display evil. Dark, white, lifeless eyes are used in horror movies. It's just a bad detail that takes away the horror from a horror movie. Getting audibly upset that people don't love everything about it purely because it's made by some guy named Scott is bonkers. He probably compromised on the eyes because Universal sucks. If that makes you feel better about it, they could definitely change. Now, I definitely agree. Now, with the newer trailers and the newer things that we've seen of the film, it's not going to be there all the time. Now, I could see those red eyes being there for maybe one or two scenes, and for the rest of the film, it's a distinct difference. Like in the newer trailers, we've seen out the regular straight up animatronic eyes, or just there's some glow, meaning that they're active in some way. And I think that's totally fine. Now, there's a lot more crazier comments than this one, and we're going to get into it here in just a second. Okay, so the red eyes to separate normal and evil mode are not a good idea because it takes away the uncanniness of those characters by making us know what they are thinking. It would be more unsettling if the eyes stayed the same all the time for the sense of consistent dread. But see, you also kind of countered yourself with this one, bud, because if they're in evil mode, then they are not in control of themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? Like because the red eyes are there to say evil, as you said, but they're also not themselves at that time. So really, if their eyes are red and there's maybe pushback from the child soul inside the robot, like, hey, I don't want to do this thing, but you're making me do the thing, then that uncanniness that you're on about is still there. It's just done in a different way, if that makes any sense at all. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I got 3 comments in a row here. I'm just going to reply to all 3. Okay, so they're a deal breaker because it's supposed to be a psychological horror, and red angry eyes are goofy AF. Well, saying that the eyes are goofy is more of a personal opinion rather than an actual reasoning, and I do appreciate you actually stating why the thing is a deal breaker. I'll give you that. But the only thing psychological horror about FNAF that I from my own experience playing the game, is when you get the Golden Freddy, it's me, and then you get the shots of Bonnie and Chica like glitching in the hallway. That's the only really thing in psychological about the game, if at all. But also, angry? Really? Okay. But okay, and another comment. They obviously need to change it up because a movie isn't always lore accurate to a game. Like, pretty sure the Minecraft movie is going to have some changes as well. What does this have to do with the Minecraft movie? This is the FNAF movie. And no. There's a distinction between someone needing to change something and you wanting to change something. There's a very important distinction there. And like I said in video, Scott is heavily involved here, so those red eyes are there for a purpose. And we don't know the purpose until next month when the movie comes out. So let's just be patient about it and wait and see what happens. And I seriously don't care that they have red eyes. I was surprised, but I wasn't angry. People are being too sensitive, which is exactly why I made the video in the first place. Because yes, a lot of folks were being whiny about it on Clock app, on YouTube, on Twitter. People were whining incessantly about it over and over and over again. And as recent media started to crop up, those same people are now praising the film because they stopped showing the scenes that have the straight up white eyes. So what I said about it maybe being a couple of scenes stands. So I'm gonna need y'all to kind of dial it back a little bit. But also, you're absolutely right. People are too sensitive. Come on, guys. Okay, so this is a big one. We're gonna be here for a second. Sorry for bad English. Okay, most people go like, we waited so long for this, why would people complain? But I like to bring in a few points. So first of all, I'm bad with English, and my first language is English, so nothing to worry about here. Okay, first point. We've waited for the movie for so long for the movie, excuse me, and now it's not even going to be scary, question mark. It's going to barely reach security breach. Willy's Wonderland at least made an attempt, but this isn't even trying. Well, again, like I've been saying in the previous comments and even in the video, it's probably for a few scenes and therefore not going to be present in the whole film. Now, we've seen even in recent stuff, as I've said, recent stuff has shown that it's not the red eyes are not present all the time. So I could see this being like I could see it being like a first encounter type of thing. And okay, so the second point, it's for lore reasons. Okay, but there are so many other ways the red eyes could have been handled, like the red dots and black eyes are actually really bright glowing eyes, like in Help Wanted. Those ping pong red eyes just look awful. Okay, you know what? Your use of Help Wanted as an example there, brilliant. I will give you that. Good point. Because the straight up red, and like I said, I will raise you guys that it does look a little silly in some points. But if they did the straight up red eyes like in Help Wanted, there probably wouldn't be as much complaint. I would definitely agree there. 3, why would you delay the movie for such a small thing? I don't think that most people understand that the movie is not a small indie project that is trying his best. The FNAF movie is being treated as an entity by a lot of people like it's a person, and no, they can't change the eyes because they won't use CGI. They use actual animatronics. Of course, they made actual animatronics, but there's also going to be a lot of CGI. Baddington managed to change the eyes with CGI, and it looks 10 times better. Well, Baddington is one guy who animates movies like all the freaking time and was not using practical animatronics. So the mediums are significantly different, but I will agree there. It does look pretty cool. It does. But I don't think it would work in a movie setting, right? Like going in and CGIing all the eyeballs just for like the few seconds the red is there is silly. And 4, I'm not complaining at the red eyes or about the red eyes. I'm complaining about how they made them. They made them look too expressive with the red eyes and the red color that looks too bright, but also so dark that the eye doesn't even reflect to the environment. This is really looking great. Okay, well, I think I just confused myself with that final point there. But yeah, all your points are completely valid, and you're making absolute sense here. And also, yes, I did kind of trip up a little bit but again, don't worry about the bad English. I don't mind it. I don't English very well either, like I said before. But yeah, long comment here. Goodness, but that's okay. That's completely okay. I don't mind. Okay, last comment for the video here. Okay, I get it. You guys love the red eyes, and because of this, you clearly love them as funny, campy, evil robots, and not the uncanny, eerie animatronics that made up the franchise. These red eyes are terrible. It makes them feel like cliche evil robot, like a Terminator or something. The real horror of the games wasn't the animatronics. It was the way they stared at you. Like Freddy's white pupils in the back of the party room glaring at you just makes your skin crawl. Or even Chica in the party room just staring at the camera in the first game was super disturbing. Now imagine all those situations with red eyes. Oh wow, Freddy is standing in the back there in the dark with his red eyes. Or wow, Chica looks so scary standing there with her glowing red eyes. Fair point. I will give you that. But again, I point out that what works in a game is not going to work in a film per se. Now, all these people that made the edits with the white eyes, just like Baddington, like was mentioned with Baddington in the other comment, it works in a vacuum and it works in specific situations. And even with the VR right here on the screen, there are some situations where the glowing eyes and whatnot just doesn't work. And this is a movie, not a game. Now, what works for the game is not always going to work out for a movie. They probably tried the white eyes. But figured that it wouldn't work for what they were trying to do with the film. Now, the eyes is one thing, but like I've said now twice in this video, the red eyes, as they were shown in the teaser trailer, does not seem to be how it is for the rest of the movie. Now, I could see it being for just one sequence, a couple of sequences where the eyes are just glowing bright red like we saw in the teaser, or, and it's just the one scene, or later for the rest of the film, the red is there as a backlight and signifying that they are not in control of themselves. Now, if that's the case, sweet. If not, oh well. But yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and close out for today. Okay, that is all the comments that I have not responded to. The rest of the comments in the original video have been replied to by not just me, but others. And I recall this one. I remember there's a jump scare here coming up here in just a second. It's not gonna catch me off guard this time because I see it coming. I see it in the preview here for my footage here. So it's gonna come up in like 3, 2, 1. There it is. You didn't get me this time, glitch trap. But anyways, I'm still excited for this movie. Now, whether or not the red eyes are in more than one scene, as we saw them in the teaser. Now, if the red is CGI and not just LEDs inside the eyeballs, then they just adapted it. That was just the previs. That was the early version, because we do see some shots of like Bonnie in a hallway with his eyes glowing, and they have more of a yellow tone to them. Now, the red eyes themselves also could just be for the one scene, or the red eyes on the posters, like, you know, these guys, could be just for show. And oh no, look at that, it's red eyes in the Help Wanted trailer. Oh, or the VR, the special delivery trailer. Oh, red eyes. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. But still, this movie looks great. It looks fantastic. And it feels like it's going to be a really big horror show from start to finish. Now, whether or not the eyes are glowing the whole time, because there is a shot of Chica in the kitchen, just kind of chilling right there with the cupcake, and there's no glowing eyes or anything. She's just standing there. Now, it could also be, because there's bits of Freddy and Bonnie and Chica on stage, and there's no glow to their eyes whatsoever. Perhaps the glowing eyes is just for effect in some bits, where like the spirits aren't active or something like that. I don't know. I could sit here and theorize for the remainder of my footage, the footage I have here, but we don't know. We can sit here, we can theorize all we want to about why the glowing eyes are there, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait until to see it next month. Now, if Scott says something, whoop-de-doo. All right. But otherwise, I recommend that we be patient and we be cautious here. Because again, we don't know how long the pure red eyes are going to be there. It could just be for the one scene. So that's it for this video. If well, what do you guys think? So the newer trailers, what do you think of what we've seen of the animatronics? Are you still hyped for the movie? Are you enjoying what we're seeing? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like, sub, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Peace.